Welcome to the latest episode of Dragon Tavern with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and
Dave.
aka Stefan.
Yes.
This is an episode.
I like to think sometimes you just forget who I am.
Yeah.
That's why you go. And
one of my players in my Sunday game, we'd been playing for maybe 4 months each week, and at one point I said, "Oh, by the way, what's your real name?" Because all I knew was his in-game character name, Fate. So this
Who?
Fate, one of the players on Thursday.
You said Sunday?
I did say Sunday. I meant Thursday.
God, this is going to be a very confusing thing, because today we're going to be talking about those games.
Yes, that's right.
Now, I don't know whether that was a brilliant segue by you, or just a terrible fuck.
Let's go with brilliant segue.
No.
By the way, this episode brought to you by a lot of caffeine. We're both drinking coffee. So, this is an episode to introduce you to and give you a sense of the world and the characters in the two games that will be shown and streamed online for your viewing pleasure.
So next week we're going to be releasing the first 2 test episodes that we did for each show. It's really, we did the test episodes just to see whether they would work, and 2, they would be actually, you could listen to them.
Yeah.
So the answer was yes. So we've decided to actually release them. So what will happen is that when we we're going to be streaming all our games from now on Twitch. The times are going to be 1 PM approximately on Sunday.
That's New Zealand time.
That's New Zealand time. Eastern Standard Time, I think that converts to 9 PM on Saturday? Yeah, 9 PM on Saturday.
We'll figure it out and put it in the description.
Yeah, I figured it out just before I did this. And on Thursday, we're going to be streaming on 6 PM New Zealand time, right?
6:30.
6:30. Fine, 6:30 PM on Thursday, so that's equivalent to 2:30 AM Eastern Standard Time, and
set your alarms, people,
on Thursday as well. But if you can't catch it live, we will be releasing it the episodes the following week.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
On this channel.
On this channel, it will be. The title of the show would be.
Which one?
The
Black Winter Nights.
Yes. And on Thursday, it will be
Eyes of Elisia.
Thank you. And so that's what we're going to be doing from now on. So you would expect kind of our video production to kind of go up. So we're going to have releasing 4 videos a week.
Yeah.
We are working on a 5th show, but it really comes down to whether we can actually finally organise that.
It's been very difficult.
It's been very, very difficult.
But yeah, so essentially a lot of new content coming to this channel.
Yeah. Now we don't expect everyone to watch our show entirely, because it's a 4-hour show. If you do, that would be amazing, and that would be awesome. But it's really, the show is for us to learn how to really D&D better, you could say, from a DM point of view, one from a player point of view, one from seeing how different styles of games actually work. So it's basically a big experiment for us of showing 2 separate games, and how they kind of work together, but don't.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, even though both my games are set in the same world, Elisia, my creation, in the universe, they're very, very different styles of game, even though they're even on the same continent who cast one game in the west, one game in the east. But just coming down to how the players like to play and their style, the games are vastly different, which I find fascinating. I did not expect that when I started 2 games. I thought, this will be simple, I'll just do the same thing here, the same thing there, but yeah.
And it wasn't our intention to stream it straight off the bat. It was kind of, it evolved that way, and after seeing how our group, so when I say our group, my group, which is the Sunday group, Eyes of Elisia, seeing how they interacted, I think the diversity and the personalities of our group is very different, but I feel like they slowly will work together, so I think it will be awesome to show that slowly kind of build and change over time.
And if we can get enough tables and cameras, I'd love to do a crossover episode where the 2 parties meet.
God,
that would be impossibly difficult as a DM, but it would be really fun.
It would be very, very
chaotic.
It'd be very chaotic. So what we'll do is we'll go through both games and kind of point out some of the characters and some of the story if you want. This is all going to be on you, because you are the DM, and you know me, I don't barely write things down, and I screw up all the time.
So essentially I want to give you a good idea of the story leading up to these games, as you know, Critical Role, they were playing for about a year before they streamed. We've been playing for several months, every week before we've streamed either game. So I'll catch you up to speed on the world itself and the major plot points of each game, each story. And there's a tiny bit of overlap, some stuff that happened that affected both. And then I'll talk about the characters, and you can discuss about Eyes of Elisia, because you're there, you know the characters from Eyes of Elisia. You've played with them, so we can have a little bit of thing there. But then, and I'll introduce you and give you a better oversight of how the other game.
I'll throw questions at you.
Okay, yeah.
I'll throw questions at you. So first up, starting off with how do the games relate to each other?
Right. So essentially both games were given the prelude, the story of Elisia, and more importantly, the Iron War that took place on the continent of Ukast. This is all my creation, by the way. It's not a pre-gen.
You gloating?
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
God.
No, I just wanted to, because otherwise people go, where's the Iron War kind of thing.
Yeah.
So both games had the prelude of the history of Ukast and Elisia, which essentially the major events was the Iron War, where Lord Asa and King Hyle, two overlords who ruled over every kingdom, essentially owned every king that governed his land, but became somewhat greedy and obsessed with the idea of more power, more gold, and it was never enough for them. So they essentially built their armies, and the entire continent was united in war, as both these kings and lords wanted the other's land. However, in the midpoint of the war, Lord Asa had extended a hand to the demons and the dark creatures of Elisia to implore them to help him win the war. So a huge army of undead and demonic creatures flocked to Asa as he cracked open portals and in time rifts through the plains and brought these creatures into Elisia. King Hyle, who was at the time kind of a more honourable king, slightly less cutthroat than Asa, but still willing to fight for his vie for control, found that the only thing he could do was to also make pacts with demons and dark creatures. Otherwise, he would have lost the war. So the war raged for 50 years. No, sorry, 5 years.
I thought it was 100.
No, that's
how long it's been.
Yeah.
Alright, so the war just went for 5 years.
5 years the war raged.
I didn't know this. I'm learning a little bit more information as you're explaining it, because you've only told me X amount.
Yes. there's bits that I like, especially my Thursday game have. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay, so we'll set up what it is. So let's jump to.
Oh, just the last bit of information was both Lord Asa and King Hyle were slain in the war. So both leaders of both armies died, and there was a new system passed that no man should rule over any king, and every king should only govern his own land. And this system brought peace, and for 100 years, Elisia flourished, and there was peace. Both games started when, after 100 years of peace and harmony, the evil started creeping back from the shadows once more, and that's where the games began. Yeah.
So with you say no man, is that specific race, or is it just no one can rule?
No one can rule.
No one.
No one.
So it's not specifically man.
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, basically, if you hold a kingdom,
I was hoping my character could just become king of the world.
We're not playing a Kingmaker campaign.
Ah, damn it. All right. So that's the history of the game. So we might as well go through each one. So we'll do the Black
Winter Nights,
yes.
Because they were the first game to start. Eyes of Elisia started several months after Black Winter Nights.
And it's probably the one game I know least about.
Yes.
I'm not there.
Although you are about it, you're going to see it, because I'm actually DMing, and we're going to be live streaming tonight.
Yes.
Which is not when you're watching this video, because this video's
yesterday.
coming out.
We live streamed yesterday,
Yeah.
so you could actually catch the video of that.
Yeah.
If you go to our Twitch channel, which will just be in the description down below.
Yes, so Black Winter Nights, the Thursday game.
Nights with the N. There's no K.
Yeah, Black Winter Nights, as in
the night of
the moon
winter
and stars.
of
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Who stole it? Was it you?
It's a potion of pass without a trace.
So you're going to have two of those.
Yay!
Please don't just do this indefinitely.
Yeah, let's go back and kill Lord Asa.
I wouldn't have played
Guys
that
can loot the castle a bunch of times.
Yeah, let's turn our D&D game into the same exact loop for the next 3 months.
So, each of the players started in different places in Ukast, and the party was essentially brought together when Gorstag, the paladin, was given a potion by his dying master Grain in the Temple of Palor.
So is he a player?
Yes.
Okay.
Grain is not. Gorstarg is.
Okay, and played by who?
That's played by Will. Good friend of mine. We went to high school together.
I want to keep track of these because I'm going to have to remember all of them as we film. So this is really for me. If anything.
So notable events in the first episode of this game was the druid Shiva, played by Tim, went to the druid meeting Fire's Silence, where each of the druids, 7 druid circles, which there are 7 druid circles in my world, each of the leaders sat and discussed the plans for the druids, essentially. However, during Fire's Silence, when Shiva was actually given task to speak for the unending moon, his circle, all the leaders were attacked, and there's a lot of deaths. These creatures came from nowhere, just appeared, slit throats, and vanished without a trace. That was one of the most notable things from the first episode. Gorstarg, the paladin, who was in somewhere northwest Newcastle, was granted visions by this potion that his master had given him, and those visions actually led him to bring the party together.
Let's cut to a clip of him playing in-game.
Yeah.
I just hadn't through it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, that's Gorstarg.
Now we're back.
Yeah,
We're back now. Sorry,
I wish I had
bring that
coffee
in.
to throw at you. I wish I had coffee to throw at you, but I finished my coffee.
Alright, okay, go.
That's Gorstarg, aka Will, from Black Winter Nights. Good friend of mine.
Why do you do that?
I like that. I don't know. It took us so long to figure out that we could do a heart with our hands.
What do you mean, we?
Human race. And you can
Oh,
go that way
okay.
as well. Sidetrack. So yeah, so Gorstarg's visions essentially brought the party together. Dane, Gorstarg's a cleric, isn't he?
Actually, it was alright. It was kind of fun. It's really nice to see you all again.
Molnir is a marsupial.
So, Gorstarg, the cleric, I did say paladin before, I meant cleric. Sorry about that, you guys understand.
One day we're going to tell that story about what happened between this jump and the last jump. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. So Gorstarg, the cleric, was given a potion by his master Grain, who granted him visions, and essentially he could see golden light down the paths that he was supposed to take.
Like a paladin.
So it was essentially Gorstarg that brought the party together. He had seen the faces of those he needed to meet, and the faces of those he needed to join up with was to save Elisia. And that's where Black Winter Nights began.
And Alicia's the world?
Yeah, Elisia is the entire world, and the continent you guys are on is Ukast. Although in your game you've just discovered some information that might take you further east of Ukast.
Is it to find my sister?
Yeah. But we'll get to that.
You make it so hard for a lost boy to find his family.
Well, it's like it's one of the main parts of the game. So
Okay.
I want it to be.
I didn't realise it was that significant of a plot line.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is. Yeah. So Black Winter Nights, the party came together through the visions of Gorstarg the cleric. Then the party, the first task they took after getting into Black Winter Castle.
And hence why it's called
Black Winter Nights.
There you go.
So Black Winter Castle was, a great thriving town, ruled by Thromin Ashback, the Dwarven king. They essentially saw that they were supposed to travel there, and they did, and they explored for a while. Then they were tasked by Nightshade Shadowside to retrieve the Jewel of the Sun, which was a artifact that Nightshade had told them was a protective enchantment, and it had been stolen, and thus the kingdom had been weakened. So they went to a goblin lair, cleared it out for Nightshade.
Just casually.
Yeah, just wiped them. Yeah, it was pretty epic actually.
Oh.
But upon finding the chest where the Jewel of the Sun was kept, she finds instead the Amulet of the Dark Moon. As she puts it on, she's granted great power. She attacks the party, and another battle rages. However, the party survives, and Nightshade perishes. The direwolf which she had summoned from the shadows was then tamed and made a companion by Shiva.
Who's Shiva?
Shiva is the druid from my...
Oh, that's right. Did we talk about
Yeah,
that?
we did.
How about right now, at this stage, we'll go through a list of all your players.
Sounds good.
So I can
Sounds
keep
good.
track.
So we have...
Because this is the first time I'm actually hearing all of them, even though I'm recording the games and doing all the behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So essentially tonight is your first chance to see Black Winter Nights.
Yesterday it was a very good experience yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. Wasn't it fun? I don't know.
What do you mean? We released this Friday. You don't have much to do. I tell you things and you just forget them.
So, yes, let's talk about the players in Black Winter Nights.
So we have Will.
Will playing Gorstark the Cleric.
There we go.
We have Braden playing Dane the Paladin. We have Max playing Gadzook the Gnome Tinkerer.
Gazook.
Gadzook.
You're going to have to send me these spellings.
I will, yes.
I'll have them pop up as we talk now.
Oh, cool.
So on the screen.
Yeah.
That's one new thing I've learned.
We have Aiden playing one of my favourite characters, Fate, the rogue tiefling. Yes.
Rogue tiefling.
The only tiefling in either of my games. And then we have...
Well, you make tieflings like evil characters, typically.
In your game, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's how they're generally seen in my world. Because of the Iron War and
because
the
your
pacts
world's
with things.
racist against tieflings.
They are. They absolutely are. And a lot of people are prejudiced against magic users as well.
Oh.
Yes. Gorstarg, Dane, Gadzook, Fate, and Shiva the Druid. Also, there was a character that came in later that was Archaean. Archaean, the spellcaster. Archaean was the one that Jesse played.
Oh, is he still in the game?
He's still in the game.
So he'll be on the episode that we recorded yesterday.
Yeah, he'll be on yesterday's episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jesse's in our game and he's in the
Black Winter Nights?
Yeah, he's in Black Winter Nights.
Yeah.
Mainly because of his work schedule. He couldn't be in our game for a while, so we wanted to keep him involved.
Yeah.
Do you know what... he's coming back to our game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So,
So he's actually going to be the centre point of both games. He's going to be in both Black Winter Nights and Eyes of Elisia. You'll see him, but he's playing different characters. When they met Archaean, his character in Black Winter Nights, he actually lured the party into Lord Nyath's castle, who then attacked him, and he was actually a double agent the entire time, working for one of the main bosses.
So what we'll do is we will give brief little updates of the story to try and catch everything up. We're thinking about doing like an individual video or some kind of clip that we can really just put over just to give people a really good breakdown.
Yeah.
But really that was just a summary of the story that your Black Winter Nights has gone through.
Well, I mean, that's leading up to... That's basically the beginning. Afterwards, they were... the party together. Not with Archaean at this point. Lord Moonskull took over, and Lord Moonskull started buying up cities and throwing people into the oceans and doing very horrible stuff. The party said, okay, we have to stop him. However, they found out he was working for Lord Nyath. They came to confront Lord Nyath. The Chaos Orb that Nyath had captured was activated, and the party went 100 years back into the past and found themselves smack dab in the middle of the Iron War. That's essentially the story of Black Winter Nights.
So, well, at the moment.
Yeah.
That's where they're up to.
Up to around there.
So at the moment, the big thing to take away from that is they're 100 years in the past.
Yes.
Now.
And they're making choices and they're making decisions and they're doing things that are affecting the future.
And our game.
Yeah, and that game. Both games are affected because they're shaping the entire history of the world.
And that's another reason we want to put these games on there. It's really for our game. Our game that happens on that
Eyes of Elisia.
Yeah, Eyes of Elisia, I should say. I should start using the name, it would make more sense. So we can really understand what's going on and changes. I mean, obviously it'll be a little bit of spoiler and kind of metagaming by watching it, but I think from a storytelling point of view and just like the expanded world side of it, it'll be really awesome to kind of watch the other side. And see how
so that's essentially an interesting introduction to Black Winter Nights. As for Eyes of Elisia, we have...
Now, as you probably were aware, we did cut clips in there. We've cut 2 clips previously, so we're going to show you the final clip that we recorded from yesterday's game.
Enjoy.
Zook, you notice 2 men of Asa step to either of your side and make a strength save. As they... Oh!
Natural 20. Nice.
That's what they rolled as well. Nat 20 versus Nat 20 of the first roll ever of Black Winter Nights. Okay.
So, that's a clip from Black Winter Nights. Yeah.
We don't know, actually, okay, as Ollie's revealed, we're recording this before the game's actually recorded, so I had no idea the kind of clips I'm going to shove in there. I'm assuming there was a funny moment there, a dramatic moment.
Some stuff happened in that clip. You may notice that the stuff had some things to do with other stuff.
Maybe Ollie revealed a dark secret about himself, which we're going to cut to that clip later
No,
on.
don't cut the game. Please, I didn't
We
know.
will be cutting to that clip. But we'll wait while we introduce Eyes of Elisia.
Eyes of Elisia is same backstory, Iron War, except these guys are on the east coast of Ucas rather than the west. We have very interesting. We have Stefan the Hunter, Ranger. Sorry.
God, he did this in the actual game. He called it a hunter.
I've been playing World of Warcraft too much, so in my head, like the Ranger is the Hunter. So the Ranger.
He said that exact same thing on that game too.
So Stefan the Ranger, who's essentially he's seeking information.
Yes.
Then,
I might as well talk about. My character is a dwarf who was raised by humans. So during the Iron War 100 years ago, he was born on the night his father and mother were killed.
Yes.
And he was taken in by Lord Drumar. That's right. Drumar.
Mm-hmm.
Drumar. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
It's Drumar.
Drumar.
Yeah.
So he was taken in by Lord Drumar, who was one of the good friends and a very kind of heroic figure during the Iron War. He was a good friend of my father. So I got taken in. I got raised as a human, but obviously I was a dwarf, and I didn't meet any dwarves, so I wasn't exposed. I wasn't told anything about my family other than my father was a warrior, and he was a very kind of honourable warrior, and I didn't know much about my mother. And it turns out on Lord Drumar's death, on his deathbed, I was revealed that I had a brother and sister, and that is what led me to go out and start my journey of finding, one, why was it kept a secret, and two, where my brother and sister are.
Yeah. And currently, where we're up to with Eyes of Elisia, you've found some information regarding who they are. Yeah.
I've had a lot of heartbreak in my life.
It's true.
I've had tigers taken away from me.
Oh God! I so thought you'd forgotten about that.
The 3 cubs you took away from me, and I'm so.
We're gonna let's explain this now because we've been mentioning this a lot, and people
Yeah.
might be going, "What the hell is going on?" Essentially, the party was tasked. Eyes of Elisia party was tasked to go into a mine and find out why it's been shut. They battled with a fire snake and killed it. On the way out, on the way in, they had killed a saber-toothed tiger who blocked their path.
Yeah.
Not realizing that the saber-toothed tiger was the mother of 3 cubs, which Stefan the Ranger adopted and took them and said, "I'll just raise these as my own."
Exactly, I had them in both pockets right there.
He named them.
And I gave one to Honeysuckle.
Yeah.
Who he always forgets Honeysuckle exists, but we'll go into why that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
And then
I was
that
very attached to them. I gave them names. One of them was called
Stefan
Stefan Jr.
That night, while the party slept, they were awoken by the sound of a tiger. The father had come to reclaim the cubs. It was a standoff moment where the tiger was watching them intently, and the party was wondering what was going to happen, but the tiger essentially just picked up the cubs and left.
Yeah, I tried.
He's been better about it.
I tried very
ever
hard
since.
to tame them, to convince them and everything. And nothing worked because the DM hates me. And recently we've come across 2 direwolves.
Yes.
And I'm
Ross and Monica.
called Ross and Monica. And I'm very paranoid that Ollie will take them away from me.
So that's the story of Stefan.
when I say Ollie, I think I mean the world.
Yeah.
It's like I've had quite a lot of shit. So I'm paranoid that the world will take these 2 direwolves away from me.
So that's essentially Stefan, the dwarf raised by humans. That does mean that you have the genetic traits that dwarves would have, but you don't have the ones that he would have assimilated from.
Exactly.
From
Languages is a big one.
He doesn't speak dwarf.
I don't speak dwarvish.
Even though he's a
I speak Elvish.
Yeah.
Which is for a dwarf speaking Elvish, that's really different. But yeah, I don't have my look of my character. Oh, sorry. Anyway, my look of my character is very human-like, even though he is still a dwarf, and you can't really fight that.
Yeah.
And his attitude is very kind of humanish. Is that he's not like gruff, he's not like warrior. He's just like a human that was raised pretty wealthy and just like cheering around.
Yeah. So that's Stefan the Hunter.
So I might as well say that. I mean, we're hoping to be able to go through every character and introduce every character to you. Yeah. But we might as well just do me because I'm always here.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a brief run through of the other characters. We have Maple, the cleric. whose deity is Istis, played by Olivia.
She's been on the show before.
Yeah, you've seen her talking about her thesis, which was based on D&D. Then we have Sylvius, who is... Casper, yes.
You forgot.
No, I was actually the class.
Oh, the class Paladin.
Paladin. Casper, the Paladin.
Yes, he acts as a rogue.
He can't, yeah.
But he's slowly discovering...
Paladin. So his background, he grew up in not Winterhold. What's it called? Crap.
I don't know. I grew up in Scartown.
Windhelm. That's where Sylvius grew up. Essentially, him and his buddy Keok were orphans essentially, and had picked up the roguish way of lifting coin to survive, but was actually kidnapped by the Poison Eye and was going to be sacrificed to the Raven Queen. However, the Raven Queen instead killed the cultists and blessed Sylvius with holy power. So Sylvius' deity is the Raven Queen. You'll see him contact and talk to the Raven Queen a lot. So that's where he gets his paladinic powers.
Paladin?
Paladin.
New word.
Yeah, I just made up a word. Paladinic.
Paladin powers.
Paladin powers. Okay, we also have Alex, who plays... I keep getting confused because he's got two names. Octavius.
He came in as Octavius because that was a fake name that he gave us. Gave us, meaning the party. But the real name is Nikolaius.
Yeah.
Is that Nicholas?
Nikolaius.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's recently revealed his true name to the party. Then we have Raymond playing Ryko the Bard. God, I love the Bard. Such a great class.
Yeah, and Raymond's a real... Everyone says he's quiet, but he's one of those players that when he speaks, he always says something that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Either he sings, when he pulls out a song, or he just has this wealth of information because he writes down everything. Yeah. He's basically one of those ones that, he's like Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob. It was like, Silent Bob is always silent, but when he speaks, everyone's just like, holy.
That was awesome, yeah.
Yes. And that happens at the start of our game that you'll see, your first game, that he says something and
the party goes,
we go, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
Where did that come from? And that's awesome. Yeah. I love that kind of character.
Looks like I found you. What do you do?
I suggest that you give us the cat, keep all your fingertips to the floor for the next 7 hours while you answer our questions honestly by my arcane power.
Yeah.
So,
where did that come from?
Also, Ryko the Bard is the only player so far in either of my games to have died. And the party was heartbroken by this and actually travelled to the Castle of Glass to resurrect him. Yeah. They used a special chamber. Once they got
we must well introduce the last one.
Right.
Isgrim.
Isgrim, yeah, sorry. I was trying to remember which ones I said. We also have Isgrim, the Goliath Barbarian, who is the first player in either of my games that I've allowed to have a homebrew class, which is race.
And that's played by Jesse, who we mentioned before.
Who plays Archaean in Eyes of Elisia. Black Winter Nights. Yeah. So Black Winter Nights, he's Archaean, and Eyes of Elisia, he is Isgrim, the Barbarian, who actually attacked and destroyed Stefan's hometown, Scartown.
Yeah, this was before we met.
Yeah.
And one of the running jokes we have is when he mentions Scartown, or anyone mentions Scartown, I look at him and he goes, Scartown? Never heard of it.
Essentially, at the beginning of his Isgrim story, he was approached by Alinda Doomson, gave the party, his tribe, a whole bunch of Moonsteel Blade weapons, which are essentially +1 weapons, with the task to destroy Scartown. So, Jesse's tribe left the mountains, ravaged and just brutally burnt down and murdered.
Nazgrim's tribe.
Isgrim. Yeah.
Nazgrim. I always think Nazgrim from World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like...
Well, I say hunter when I mean ranger, so World of Warcraft is poison, that's all.
You call me Stefan, even though my name's David and I live with you.
So, those are essentially the players for Eyes of Elisia.
Yeah.
The story itself... what's been going on? I'm trying to think of the noteworthy stuff. They have heard about the man Earton. Earton works for Kundar Diarco.
That's just recently happened.
They also, the other notable thing in that part of Ukast is the cult, the Poison Eye, who they were tasked to kill, and then were tasked to work for, and then found their leader had been slain and the Poison Eye disbanded.
And the eye, well, that's why we call it Eyes of Elisia, is because there's a lot of eye-related things for some reason in the story. So
Reason, yes.
there's a reason for it, but
Yeah. Essentially.
Oh, hold up! We need to go to a concert.
She nods and you can see she's very, very terrified.
Meanwhile,
You guys are going absolutely wild as these songs reach into the night, the sound echoing through. You can almost see the stars kind of glowing a bit brighter on this night.
So essentially, in the West, Black Winter Nights, the party is 100 years in the past, living through the Iron War. In Eyes of Elisia, on the East Coast, Kundar Diako, the demonic entity, is, with the help of Earton, enslaving the cities, murdering those who stand in his way. And I think the most notable part of both games at this point
is the time that one of the evil guys fucked a chicken.
Don't cut to it!
I have.
Yeah, but,
Yes.
but don't cut to it till I go, don't cut to it.
Yeah, cut to it.
No, I'm going to edit these from now on, you bastard.
Really?
No, I'm not. So probably the most notable thing that's happened recently, and this is one that's affecting both
I
games.
shouldn't have said fuck though.
When did I say fuck?
I said it.
Do you want me to do it again?
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I will do it.
No,
No. I had to, because I said remember that time where one of the bad guys fucked a chicken.
Oh, right, okay.
So I need to say
very
that
well.
bit again.
So I'll lead you up. So one of the most notable points in either game
was the time where one of the evil guys made love to a chicken?
so what is it?
What's that information?
What's the secretest secret you'd secret?
Secretly, I'd be.
I once had sex with a chicken.
I have the power of editing clips and...
I'm going to edit the next one. I'm not letting you edit these anymore.
Oh, really?
No.
No.
So the most notable thing that's happened in the games, two most notable things to keep in mind. Black Winter Nights, the party is 100 years in the past, living through the Iron War, and essentially changing the course of the history of Elisia. The other really notable thing that's happened, there is a dragon flying around, a red dragon, messing stuff up, completely burnt to the ground the city of Temples, completely destroyed the Shadow Forest.
It's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
We barely got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this dragon is essentially flying around Ukast and all of Elisia, just burning cities to the ground. As you'll see.
So what we're going to be doing, so that was an introduction for both games, but what we'll do going forward is we're going to be doing individual videos. One for Black Winter Nights and another one for Eyes of Elisia, of more in depth of the story. One introducing the characters' backstories of each one, and also just a brief overview of the journey so far.
Yeah.
So we expect that as a later Dragon Tavern, we'll probably make one video and then the other, then we can link it in every time we post, actual...
And remember, both games are going to be on this channel. They'll be streaming live on Twitch at the times we mentioned. We might even post in the description.
We will post in the description, and with every video that we do post of whatever campaign it is, we will be posting when we actually stream.
Yep.
You can always see our Twitch channel on our YouTube. If you go to the YouTube channel, you'll see a little Twitch icon. So you can always find a Twitch channel there. But ultimately, that's what we're going to be doing.
Also, if you live in a part of the world and it's not standard time, it's not New Zealand time, you can just Google time zones, put in the times.
I will be putting in as many time zones in the description as possible, so hopefully we get yours. But to be honest, at the end of the day, the reason why we put them on YouTube is so everyone has the opportunity to watch. And we want feedback. This is our experiment of getting better at D&D, getting better at production, being creative guys ourselves. We want to create some entertaining content.
Yeah.
So if you guys do have anything to say about the games, whether something bothered you, whether something really bothered you, or something you really like, shove it in the comments. I mean, sometimes negative feedback is dismissed on the internet because it's negative feedback, but I think if it's constructive negative feedback, that's it, right?
Yeah. So basically check this channel because lots of stuff is coming at you very, very soon. That was a brief intro to both the games, Eyes of Elisia and Black Winter Nights. There's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming soon, and make sure to check it out because we love you guys and you're awesome.
Please watch it next week.
Yeah. So live streams and then the videos will be up here.
And also one last thing, or actually two more things as we're finishing off. You'll see here, hopefully I've got that right, our new email address. So d20multiverse@gmail.com. So if you do have any notes for us, anything you want to say, anything you just want, even just asking the cast a question or even us a question, flick it through and we will read it either on stream or on camera, depending on what the question is. And also we do have a Discord server, so that will allow us to actually interact with people that do watch the content and don't want to help us get it better or even just talk about the game. And that will actually be in the description below.
So thanks very much for watching Dragon Tavern. Basically the point where all of this stuff has been leading up to the live streaming and the videos of our games is happening now, so check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. We really love that you guys have subscribed and watched these videos because it means that we're not just talking to no one or a wall or anything, which is always nice to know.
Or Ollie's just not talking to me because there's only so much I can take.
Yeah.
Bye.